You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello, you degenerate fucks, and welcome to the Degenerate Gambler. It is Thursday, the 26th of May. Just back with another episode looking at what was the last week of the Premier League season. La Liga finished as well, the Italian League as well. So basically, that's it. All the big leagues are over. So we haven't got much to look forward to at the weekend. We'll have the playoff final, we'll have the Champions League final. I'm recording this on Thursday today, so I'll put it out straight after. But again, we had the Europa Conference League last night. Roma won 1-0. And I did fancy Roma. I did a bet builder, but I did over 2 goals. Well, I did both teams to score and Roma to win, and Tammy Abraham to score. But I think we should have knew Mourinho in a final. Did fancy them to win, but Mourinho was probably always going to try and keep it tight. Although there was chances in the game, so it could have been over twos, but wasn't to be. So I would say the betting has been sort of cut back. I'll probably do bet builders in both the finals. I haven't picked anything yet. Obviously, I'll wait for the teams. But one thing I do fancy is Trent to be carded. So Trent Alexander will be playing against Junior Vinicius. So, he's going to be running at him. I'd say a card there's probably a decent bet. But we'll wait and see what the teams are like and what offers are available. I'm sure most bookmakers will be doing some sort of offer. I'll share those with you when I get them. So I'm really just going to go over last week's bets, and then I'm going to give you a bit of a insight into what I'm going to be doing in the off season. I'm not going to take a big long break. I've got 4 or 5 episodes that should cover most of the sort of downtime until the new season sort of starts kicking back. So anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. So last week's bet, uh, yeah, I did Rangers to win the Scottish Cup in 90 minutes. It was 0-0, and then they went and scored in the 94th minute, straight into extra time, which was a fucking bummer. I had Leipzig. Sorry, that was what was that? That was different. Sorry, the main bet last week was Newcastle. Sorry, Southampton over twos. That was up. Newcastle was up. Midtjylland to win, and Wrexham. Uh, Wrexham. That was fucking. That was. There was. They ended up getting beat 1-0. Um, I don't know what it is. Wrexham have blew up in 2 finals. I hope they don't because I have backed them to get promoted this year. But I hope they do go up because I like to see them. A lot of people don't like them because of the owners, because of the Ryan Reynolds and the other guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But no, I do like them, and they've been a good team to back, and I hope they would, if they do go up, they would do pretty well in League Two. But as I say, I mean that bet at a tenner on it, it looked decent because, as I say, Newcastle went two up, so it was early payout. Leicester and Southampton was a wee bit dodgy, but it ended up well over twos. Midtjylland won 2-0, so it was an early payout. It was just waiting on the Wrexham game, which started 15 minutes after um, most of the other ones, so there was time left. But yeah, it wasn't to be. But that wasn't the main bet. That was for Sunday, which was what I picked the main bet for. The other bet I was talking about was Saturday. Um, so I had a Turkish team, which I won't even try and pronounce, but they win easily 4-2. They were the biggest price on the docket. They were 11-10. I had Dorking and Ebbsfleet over twos. It was Nice. Nice were beat. Had Leipzig uh, in the thing final, which was one each. So that was beat, and Rangers, who I said scored fucking 94th minute. So I then did the same similar bet uh, when the early ones were beat. So Nice, Leipzig, Ghent, drew or get beat. Palmeiras in Brazil, they won, and then Juve over two. It was 2-0. So again, I had a few bets that were like pretty close, and a few that were sort of a mail off. Um, I did the special bet in the Liverpool game, which was Salah, De Bruyne, and Mane to have a shot on target. The only one that beat that was De Bruyne. Then I think I did uh, Luis Diaz. I did. I put a tenner in to do because they had a super boost on Bet365 for Luis Diaz to score anytime at was it 5-1, something like that. I think so. But it would only let me put a fiver on it. So then I used the other fiver and did 6 overs in the Premier League. Norwich and Spurs was up, Chelsea Watford up, West Ham Brighton up, Arsenal Everton up, Burnley Newcastle up, and the one that beat it was United Palace. I mean, that's how shit United are. And of the 10 games, it was the only game that wasn't over twos. The others weren't as great priced, which is why I ended up with United. Then I did another bet late on Sunday, which was AC Milan. They won. Young Boys, they won. West Ham beat uh, Brentford and Leeds both to score in over twos, which was up because Leeds scored late to stay up, and then Barca drew. So three up on that and two beat. So it was a bit of a bad way to finish the season, where got close with a couple, but look, it is what it is. I'm up for the season. That'll be the first episode next week. So let's talk about that. So next week I will do a season review advert episode where I'll talk about how much I've placed, how much money I bet, how much money I won. So, and then give a total of how much I'm up. I'll also review my outright bets. None of them are up. Uh, a couple of them, I had winners in every one, but like for an example, the one that finished the other day that wasn't beat yet was all the top goal scorers, and I had a good few correct. But Aubameyang fucked that one up because he transferred out, so he wasn't Arsenal's top goal scorer. I'm sure if he had stayed, he would have been. And another one was I did Calvert-Lewin, who spent most of the season on out injured, well, a good bit of the season out injured. But that's the sort of risk you take when you do players to be top goal scorer is, they make it injured, to make it sold. But it's a better leg, and I bet I probably will do next year. But I'll go through those outright bets and the amount profit loss, if you want to call it that, next week. Then I'll probably take a week's break. I'll take 1 week off, and then I'll come back with episodes on. And I've done these before, but I'll talk about them again because obviously I get new listeners all the time. About bet syndicates, about the bet syndicate that I'm in, how it can be fun for you and your mates. It's a good way to save a bit of money for the end of the season. And it's also another bet that you have that you might win from. Uh, Also, when it starts my fantasy football league that I have, that if anybody wants to join, I'll be giving out details about it and how it works and how much money you could win. I'll be doing a separate episode on how I pick bets. What I'll be doing is I'll basically do a screen record of me picking a bet, going through using flash scores or whatever I'm using, showing you how I select it. And then what I will do is I will upload that video on the same day that I will be releasing the episode, where I'll be talking you through how I do it, so let's say, for example, uh, Midland that I picked at the weekend. You'll see on the video me clicking in, me checking the home form, away form, current recent 5 games, games against each other and stuff like that. Just sort of giving a bit of an insight on how I pick bets. And then I'll also be doing an episode, and some of these may be integrated in the same episodes, but we'll see how it goes with time and how long each episode takes. But I've just said next year I do all my profit loss just in a book. I write down how much I bet per day, and then if I win, I write that at the side. When I get to the bottom of the page, I total it up. I have a separate bit where I write the amounts. So from next year, I'm going to do an Excel spreadsheet. I've already got it sort of designed how I'm going to do it, which incorporates every day of the week plus free bets, because obviously uh, I don't count the free bets towards money gambled because I didn't invest any money. So I've got it sort of designed, set up the way that I need it. I'll be publishing that every month. Um, just putting the spreadsheet out there. Hopefully, it's like this year and it's in the red. Sorry, in the black. Sorry, which is good. it'll be in profit. So as I say, I'll be doing an episode about that, about how I did it and how I think that it's a good idea to track how much you gamble. Then I'll also be doing an episode or two maybe about, just as we're getting towards this season, about who I'm looking at for my outrights next year, the reasons why, and you know how why I like outright betting, how, and like at the minute I've actually wrote down somewhere, uh, which I'll talk about in the thing. Like you get wee sort of notions. You say yourself, for example, West Ham are in the Europa Conference League this year. They would be a decent shout to win that next year because they got to the semi-final of the Europa League. They're playing in a lesser competition. Now, I'd obviously have to wait and see who all actually qualifies, but that's a team that you might look at and go, well, if they can get the semi-final of the Europa League, they could certainly win the Conference League. Also, it'll depend on if they sell Declan Rice, who Moyes brings in. We obviously know he's a good manager. He's good with teams like West Ham. So that's the kind of things I do. We things spring up and you say to yourself, right, let's investigate this more. Let's see who they buy, who they sell, what they're going to do. Another team I looked at for the Conference League next year was Nice, because Nice were actually sitting up in I think in the top two or three, maybe third or fourth actually, maybe. But they definitely were up there this season for a long time. Had a poor end this season, ended up finishing Europa Conference League. And my reasoning behind that, again, as I say, I'll have to look into it a bit more, look who qualifies, look who they sell by, whatever. But is that their manager was the guy, he won the league with Lille, not this season, but the season before, and then went to Nice because obviously Nice are like a historically big club in France. So, he's got Nice back up into Europe. So, maybe they're not going to win the French league with PSG and do what he did with Lille, but could he potentially win the Europa Conference League? I think yes. And again, this is all hypothetical. This is all things I'm just looking at. But I'll be picking out more of them, and the same as teams who are promoted. Looking through like I say, if Wrexham get promoted, will they stay up? Will they won't? Look at the price. Teams who got promoted from League Two, Forest Green, do I think they'll go up again? Probably not. But just things like that, are teams who came down into League One, will they go back up? Teams who came from the Championship to League One, will they go? Just basically looking at who has a good chance of either winning their league, getting promoted next year, and then also I always like to do, like I said, they're the top goal scorers for each club. Um, so yeah, that will probably take up a few episodes because it could be quite long, depending on what I fancy and what's out there. And again, I might even get some of my sort of gambling buddies who I do bets with and stuff to maybe give me some suggestions, or maybe even just to tell me, send me in audio if they like outright betting, don't like outright betting, the reasons why they do or don't. Because, as I say, it's something that not a lot of people do, and it's only something that I did for the last few years. Um, but now I do it I've done it every year for the last 3 or 4 years, and I do enjoy it, even though, you put it on in August and you're not going to get a return until May. So, as I say, that's basically it. As I say, we've got the Champions League to look forward to on the Championship playoff at the weekend. So, decent bit of football, but then after that, it's going to be not much. So, anyway, that just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet this weekend, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Here, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.